Hello, my name is Anne, your guide to when animals get even. If you like bloodthirsty animals getting back at humanity, then it would be amusing for you to subscribe right now for more. Today's animal has some thoughts about constant comparisons to an African flightless bird. It's the emu. We're going to start in Texas, my home state, and we're going to start in Waxahachie, which is just under an hour away from where I live, so that's super weird. It's very exciting. I mean, I guess not exciting for the people involved in the story though, right? Okay. Or for the emu. We've got 90-year-old Malcolm, who has faced German soldiers in the Ardennes in World War II, and I hope I said that right. My apologies if I messed up the pronunciation of that. So he did not expect to face another danger so close to home. He found himself in the crosshairs of an emu, following a blocks-long chase of the bird by animal control officers and the police.
First thing I saw was that darn thing coming.
That's where the trouble started.
Brigman was caught in the climax of a blocks-long chase of a stray emu. Fully grown emus can be 6 feet tall and weigh 150 pounds.
Scared me, to be honest with you, when it come out.
Initially, animal control nearly had it. One officer there had experience with the birds and knew that he needed to come up behind it. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get it into the truck's dog-sized cage. And that's where I had to pause because I have a lot of questions about that. What size dog was this kennel rated for? Was it rated for Great Danes? Because that's literally the only way I could see you getting an emu into it. Was it rated for, like, anything smaller, like German Shepherds or something? Because, quite frankly, it is comedic to imagine trying to stuff an emu in that size cage. So the main man with the emu experience, Howell, and 6 other police and animal control officers tried to herd and corral the emu again, and then Malcolm inadvertently stepped out kind of in front of it. It wasn't his fault. He was coming out from like a shed on his property, so how's he supposed to know there's just randomly going to be an emu? It's not like he was watching from the window and went, I should get right in front of that. No, this was complete coincidence, accident. So there was no one between the 90-year-old and the emu.
So he wrestled him and threw him down, but he couldn't hold him.
There are 6-inch talons that come out the end of those feet, and if those get into you, they can cause serious damage.
So thinking quickly, Howell tried to just straight up grab the emu. He made his move, threw the emu down onto the ground and like wrestled it, but he wasn't able to hold it. Malcolm, for his part, said that he watched the emu kick Howell upside the head, watched him, like, the kick went down the face, his stomach, his arms. I mean, look, again, Howell knew the danger he was in. He knows these birds have 6-inch talons coming out of their feet. This is not good. Unfortunately, because he could tell he wasn't going to be able to hold it, he and his animal control officers were not winning the fight. You've got 90-year-old Malcolm, who's in harm's way. Like, if this emu is let go and, like, gets out, it's not going to be good.
He knew that bird was fixing to get up from there, so he just stood there and told the police to shoot him.
Police fired twice. Howell insists it was either the emu or Brigman.
Yes, we tried everything we could. It's a very beautiful, majestic animal. We wanted to do everything we could to secure the animal.
Now, I am extremely proud of these guys, actually, for putting in the amount of effort they did into saving this bird. Putting in, like, the lengths they went to try and, like, just get the bird and get it safe so that, like, the community was safe, so the bird was safe, instead of just doing the easy thing, which is to just put it down, right? They tried so hard to save it. So, I mean, that's what I want to hear when I hear stories about animal control and the police. I want to hear they did everything they could. as of now, no one knows who owns or owned the emu, which I find absolutely enthralling because, like, why would you not? Why? Was the person who had the emu someone who should not have been in possession of it? Like, did they not know how to take care of it or what they were doing? Was it just like living in their house? Maybe they were worried about like criminal charges and being prosecuted? I don't know. It's a unique, interesting thing to see. I don't know. I want to know. I want to know if the person who lives in Waxahachie who got their emu killed is watching this right now, because, like, can you please just, like, let people know so that I can know? So, like, what are your thoughts about it? Wily escape artist emu or owner worried about criminal charges? Where are we landing on it? You know? Please, let me know in the comments. I want to know. Next, we have the cantankerous Cecil the emu. Actually, he's not that cantankerous. I said that because it's a cute little alliteration, but, his character was impugned unfairly. And I'll get into that. A keeper was hospitalized after an emu attack, as the media put it. This story is interesting because you have what the media reported and what the keeper later publicly came out and said about the incident. They noted that the woman was feeding the emus when the attack happened. They noted that she had minor injuries on her face. And as you know, with the whole 6-inch talon thing, you don't really want that near your face.
3-year-old Cecil had a rough start to life. He was orphaned when his mother was hit by a car. He's been at Adelaide Zoo since 2016, and regular visitors say he's harmless.
Cecil and I are well acquainted, and he comes to the edge of his enclosure for a bit of a pat and a bit of a cuddle sometimes.
The curator of the zoo stated that they are wild animals, and you never really know what they're going to do. Which kind of, I think, a phrase like that, it kind of leads people to believe that this attack happened at random, that this emu randomly was like, rawr, and that's actually not at all what happened. So the keeper comes out later because she's mad about it, and good on her, honestly. The zookeeper went on to note the emu did not randomly attack her. Cecil has been extremely sick. They were having to tube feed him. And this was something that a group of zookeepers did together. There was, you know, the methodology, the plan, everyone had their part, their place. So they finish, and Cecil's getting up, but he kind of whiffs it, and he ends up on his back. So, being a flightless bird with no arms to push himself up with, he kicks his feet out, because he's trying to, like, get himself up. And that is when his feet accidentally catch the keeper under her armpit and in the face. So, according to her, Cecil is this beautiful hand-reared bird. They've always been able to do everything with him totally conscious. They've been able to do x-rays and blood work with him conscious, alert, which is why they're able to tube feed him conscious and alert without problems. And that's why this was, you know, it's an accident. She's upset that they're portraying Cecil as a mean bird, which I think it just goes to show you that, like, animal temperaments are a lot like people. You know, our previous emu was flighty and potentially aggressive, whereas Cecil is this gentle and clumsy bird. Our next video here is interesting because there's very little context behind what's happening. Watching this video, if nothing else, you can see why it would be a little bit concerning to have this giant bird bearing down on you.
Oh my god. Look at that thing! It's gonna kick him.
I showed you that video just so that you could see how assertive emus can be. Plus, it gives us the added context of emu chicks being present, and the potential for emus to be, you know, a little spicy birds, you know? So, a chef, Dean, caught a glimpse of a drunk driver. Although, apparently, the way he knows it was a drunk driver was because he heard a screech of tires before the vehicle went out of control and smashed into an empty storefront. And there was no, like, road debris or weather that would account for that happening. So what does that really leave? A passenger flees the vehicle. He sees this, and the driver is also getting ready to do the same, but again, so according to Dean, he's seeing it happen, and he sees that this driver is having a hard time. He's swaying, he's staggering all over the place, so this is why he thinks he's drunk. And you know, originally Dean was like, I'm gonna go render aid. After seeing this, he's like, I'm gonna go see what this guy's trying to do here. So he goes out to confront him, and the guy runs, so then Dean has to chase him because he doesn't want some random drunk driver just out and about running free through the town. Plus, he just smashed into an empty storefront, and I don't know if empty means it was closed, so there were no people inside of it, or if empty means it was for lease. Either way, that's a lot of money somebody's got to pay in damages, and it would really suck if there was no one to go, he did it, get his insurance. I don't know if that's how it works in the UK, or in England rather. That's just, that's how it works here. Unless they run. Then, yeah. These guys run for like 15 to 20 minutes. So I guess they're like in shape, or they both got tired at the same time and slowed down at the same time. I don't know. But they end up in an animal sanctuary, which just so happens to have emus. And, Dean tries to tell the driver, he warns him, he says, don't go in there, they'll mess you up. He's trying to, like, coax this drunk guy away from it, because it actually is dangerous to him. And the drunk guy literally says, quote, I can fight emus. Have you had practice? Have you tried before? I don't know. He was confident, though. So it turns out, for this brave, misguided fool, that it was a female emu, and she had chicks. So when the driver vaults the fence, he gets the bejesus pecked out of him by an angry mama emu and all of her babies. According to Dean, the man was throwing kung fu kicks and punches all over the place trying to hit this emu, and the emu just kept moving its neck out of the way. Like, plus he's drunk, let's be real, like, how coordinated is he at this point in time? Not coordinated enough to drive. So eventually the driver manages to get out of the pen, flees, and he's running towards the river, and Dean flags down a police car, and the situation gets resolved. Dean gets invited to appear on national radio and TV in the UK, and he and the hotel partnered with the animal sanctuary. So in an attempt to reduce food waste, what they're going to do is they're going to take all their veggie, like, peelings and discards at the end of each night, and they take it to the animal sanctuary, because, you know, there's plenty of animals that can process and eat that stuff, which is great. My only gripe is, why did no one try to interview the emu mama? I mean, she did a public service. That is an emu fulfilling the mandate of getting even. I mean, she's a mama. She doesn't want drunk drivers roaming the streets. What if he had crashed his car into the sanctuary? She's performing a public service, and she should get a medal. That's all I have to say about that. I think the lesson here today is pretty clear. One, don't pick fights with emus. You're gonna lose. Two, if you get into a confrontation with an emu, hold out your hand, keeping it trained on the neck. The neck is the part that you should be concerned about, because if you keep the neck away, you're keeping the rest of the body away, and the feet are further back, because, you know, how they're shaped. That way, if they go in, you've got this immediate barrier that keeps them back. So, and also, you know, yeah, it gives you safety from their talons. If you liked this video and you want some more bloodthirsty animal content, then subscribe right now! I am here Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Bye! So again, like, the keeper's upset, and she's not upset about the nasty gash on her forehead, she's not upset about the injury to her armpit, she's upset about how the media has portrayed Cecil, or maybe she pronounced it Cecil. I'm not sure which way it's pronounced because it was in print, so that's an interesting note. Maybe I should have looked at that. I don't know. Can I email the zoo and ask them that? I don't even know. I'll try it next time.